or endless war. And then here it comes. Are you sitting down?
No, but I'm braced.
He posts a link, and I will have it under the media player if you all want to.
Please be Bernie Sanders, please.
Do what?
I said, please be Bernie Sanders, please.
Oh no, there's Bernie Sanders links, video, pictures, and everything. But that's a whole nother story if we get into that. But it's much worse, John.
It's worse.
It is. And
please
it truly
don't.
No, it truly. I need you to sit down and understand that this.
Okay.
This
okay.
is. This is.
Here's what I need you to do before you give me this information, because I'm already reclamping over it. I want to take another draw off my cigarette, and then I want to walk in and I want to set my butt firmly on my bed. That way, when I fall backwards, I land on something soft rather than the toilet seat.
You tell me when you're ready. And I didn't need to know, and I don't think anybody else needed to know you were saying.
Oh, I didn't imply that I was in the bathroom. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I could be. Now, please continue. I am sitting.
Okay.
I am completely seated now.
Okay. So
please go ahead.
So he posts a link, and it is a link to David Elliott-Pritt for West Virginia House of Delegates, Fayetteville, West Virginia. Our district, District 32, the West Virginia Socialist Party is running a candidate for House of Delegates in District 32. So.
I was expecting something worse, actually, to be honest with you. I was thinking that it would be the Democratic Socialist Party of faith. Oh, wait a minute. It's damn near the same thing, isn't it?
It's pretty close. But,
well,
and then
I'm sure David Pritt is a very nice man.
Well, he comes back and he says, and I believe every person at the picket is employed full-time, except for one. But she is old enough to draw retirement. I have private insurance. I've done well for myself, but I understand that my individual self is less than our community. When one hurts, we all hurt. I think that's where we fundamentally differ, individual versus community.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
No, let me finish, because this is the last volley. He left me the last word, and Mr. Pritt, if you are listening, you are a gentleman for doing so. Thank you. But he with the last word, I say, I just believe that empowering the individual over the state keeps one free. It is also more in line with the American dream, pursuit of happiness and all. And then it trails off. So there was the duel. Now, was it the master or was it the apprentice?
Oh, of course it wasn't the master. They wouldn't send a master out to handle such trivialities.
Well, but he is, I mean, in all seriousness, I know that we have more than one representative going,
Well, yes, of course.
There's a whole
of course, and I do not mean to make fun of a viable candidate for a third party. By all means, I believe that there should be more people actually get involved, whether their ideology is correct or not.
I think that more people should be involved in civics, but it's just here's the thing. I mean, he on his Facebook, I think what he in his head he has envisioned is the Star Trek version, the Federation version of socialism, where everybody's happy and we have these, awesome AIs that walk around and everybody gets, it's fair play for everybody and there are no classes but what socialism is, in itself,
is the gateway to communism.
Well, yeah, it's the bridge, but so the actual definition is
the summit, the gateway. Mount Hope is the gateway.
Well,
sorry.
I don't know where, but I'm not drawing a line there at all. But
well, no, I'm not saying, but there is why they did it there, because it's the gateway.
Well,
that's the gateway. That's what they call it. That's what Mount Hope is the gateway to the summit.
I think that they just had a good opportunity to get the Bechtel Reserve sign in the background. And
all right.
I mean, I don't know, but anyway, let's get back into what socialism is, because we're at an hour right now, and we're
okay. Well, I have a diatribe that as soon as you will allow me, I would take maybe 4 to 5 minutes to complete it.
Well,
but
okay.
By all means, please continue on with yours.
Okay.
Maybe it'll change my diatribe.
Well, with socialism, it's where the government basically comes in, and your basic needs are provided by that government. They want to call it the community when the community suffers, or when this or that, but a community doesn't dole it out. A governmental system does. And,
absolutely.
And so it's dangerous when you take the government from a tool used by the people to a master over the people. The nanny, the one who looks out for all of your needs, because you aren't capable of going out and manifesting your own destiny. And it's dangerous, that in that respect. But the definition, basically the definition of socialism, is a political and economic theory of social organization. It advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. Now, what happens though, and they even say it, there's democratic socialism, which is the Bernie lovers, and then there's Marxist type socialism. And when you have a Marxism, Leninism, it's it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well, and I'll close with that. But
okay.
But when people's basic needs, when their housing, their food, their education is controlled by a system, what does that sound like? You mentioned it earlier. It was in a book, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So all of this, your education, you're taught the propaganda. You're taught that the president is an orange traitor to his country, and all these things that they go out and pump into school children.
Yes, and I find that deplorable. But, by the way, to coin Hillary Clinton.
The bigger problem with socialism is that classes exist.
Well, it doesn't work. There's the big problem.
It doesn't. I mean, the places, over in Sweden, the ones that come close, that embrace capitalism, to a certain extent, they come close, but then something happens, and I don't know if being under that system triggers a gene or what, but they go off on this leftist, just ideology, some type of
mindset.
Yeah, well, it's a
mindset.
It's a mental illness. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to sound crazy partisan, but some of the things that they spout it's crazy.
Well, as I said, I have a little diatribe that 4 to 5 minutes long about my explanation of what socialism and how this all works together in conjecture with your topic. Is that socialism on its face looks like a good idea. However, in practice, it can't work. Because what it comes down to is that we have to, wait a minute, we have to find somebody who can be in charge of all of this. Because we're so busy being community-minded that we cannot control everything. We can't. Our mind will not let us do that. So therefore, we set up it doesn't start out as a dictatorial regime. It starts out as a governing body. And it says, okay, well, in order to make this fair, we're gonna do this. We're gonna set guidelines. So no one can argue anymore because this trades fairly for this and that trades fairly for that. And now everyone is happy again. Yes, okay. Well, the problem with that is that we start, as humans, we start to go into minutia and we start to argue fine points. Well, that triggers a new bureaucracy that is in charge of those minutiae fine points that makes a central government. And then that central government needs to have leadership. And there is where the problem comes in. Because all utopias, any that you've ever seen in any movie, any sci-fi that you want, has always got I hate to use the word supreme leader, but that's what it basically comes down. The president, the hierarchy, the czar, the leader,
even the Federation,
whatever.
Even the Federation, every Bernie, person that I know is a Star Trek fan. So I'm going to put it to him like this. Even the Federation.
Well, that's the utopia, though. Well, see, they're buying into the utopia, but there's
even the Federation had its issues. You'll never get there. But I'm going to let you go on ahead. That was one of my points, and that's why I wanted to interject there. But go on ahead.
No, that's totally fine, and you were actually right in line with what I was saying. We run into this because the ideal, not the idea, but the ideal that we can live utopian, that we can share alike, and no one has to go hungry because there's always somebody there that can do something for someone else. It's great. It's a beautiful idea. And if it worked, I would be 100% behind it. Because I personally myself do not believe that we need money to do the things that we do. I believe that that's innate in us and God has created that in us. However, we have to deal with true economic realities. And these true economic realities is that every single society, and this is not like this is something new and we haven't watched it over decades, but we've watched every socialist republic. That's what Russia was, the United Socialist Republic, USSR.
But
it always comes down to the controlling people have everything, and then all of the other people that actually provide for the country, that actually are the backbone that provides for actual social justice, if you want to use those terms, are oppressed by the people who are in charge of the money. Because, see, a socialist realm, and that's why I say that socialism is the bridge to communism, to use your euphemism of it. It's a bridge. We have to start here because we have to get the people in the mindset that we're all in it together and that we all have to work together and we all have to make sacrifices. And then it starts out that way, and then we cross over to the bridge to where the people that are in control are the ones who are actually enriched, and their lives are great, and they are happy. However, the people that are the ones that are actually making the riches, that are actually making the things that where these, the 1%, if you want to say, rich. I mean, and we've seen it. It's been proven in history. It's in recent history. Within the last 100 years, we've watched socialism rise up, and it's turned into communism, and then we've watched it collapse. And we watched it rise up, and then it turned into communism, and then it collapsed. And we watched it rise up in Venezuela. Now we're watching it collapse, not because it turned into communism, but because of the very people that